Hello people, so this tutorial is to identify the part you are making mistake while tying a bridal ace. Where do you normally make mistakes? Some people complain the beginning part because the ending is not really the problem but the beginning part. So now on this tutorial we'll be identifying places where you make mistake while tying a bridal ace. So we all already know that sego, the length is always 90 or 95 depending on the one you are using. So while tying this V shape, it has to be 70-30. Why the 30 will be under, the 30 will be on top, 30 on top, 70 under while tying this style. This number one mistake you make. Some people always put their 30 under and 70 on top, making the work difficult for them. Number one mistake. So now we have identified our number one mistake, that 70 is always below while 30 is always on top. Number two mistake is that once you are taking your pleat, you take more than required, knowing that it's sego, that the maximum you should take is 3 or 4 pleats. Some people will always go ahead and take more than 4 pleats, making the work difficult. So while tying sego, the maximum you should take is 3 or 4. It goes a long place. Well, I always say that today's tutorial is not like food tutorial, it's just to identify places you make mistake while tying a bridal gele, especially sego. So now you pin. Once you pin, when you have already taken your pleats, the maximum is 4. You pin. When you are done pinning, you bring your 70 part. Make sure you bring out your 1 inch. If you don't know how to get 1 inch, it's very simple. Your 1 inch is the one you first fold. The little you fold first is your 1 inch. So while folding it, make sure you fold from end to end. That is from the beginning to the end before you start tying your gele. That is your 1 inch. For some people that don't know what 1 inch is or how to get their 1 inch, today's tutorial is all about identifying the mistake we make while tying bridal sego and bridal ace. The mistakes we make while tying it. So now you pin. Number 3 mistake is that some people don't pin, like they only pin from the beginning and they pin the ending. You forget about the middle. You pin the middle. It helps a long way. It makes your gele to stick firm. It makes it not to dance or shake. So that is it. So when you are done pinning, if you notice from my video, I pinned more than 3 times. You don't use pin to buff it. You just pick reasonably. Then you pick your gele and you start making your pleats. Number 4 mistake we make while tying gele is that once you pick your gele, you want to start forming the fan. No, it's not like that. Once you pick your gele, you make out pleats first. You make out pleats. You make like 4, 5, 6 pleats. You see those pleats you aren't able to make from the base. That now that you are done pinning, that is where you start making the pleats. Those pleats you are not able to make in the base, when you are done pinning, that is where you start making your pleats. So what am I saying? When you pin, you make like 4 to 5 pleats before you start forming your fan. You don't pin and start forming fan immediately and expect it to stand. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. So when you pick smartly. What do I mean by picking smartly? That is where we identify number 5 mistake. Some people will pick like they are tying round. No, you don't pick like you are tying round. The beginning should be you pick small, the middle should be big, the finishing should be small. It will help your gele, like the remaining sego, the excess sego left behind, to start forming slant if you pick the way I just explained. If you pick the way I just explained, you will see that your gele will turn out nice. You will see some people, they will, after when they are done picking round or from the beginning part, you will see there won't be any excess left. You'll be wondering, how didn't I get it right? I thought I followed the procedure. You didn't follow the procedure. Look very well at this video. You will understand why your own is not turning out the way it ought to be. If you look closely at this girl, you see that now, if you look at it, you see that it have already formed its slant. So now I'll start picking. You see the way I'm picking this down small, the middle one big. And while tying this thing, if you notice any mistake, don't continue to start tying, because it will affect your final result. If you notice mistake, stop, correct and start. Stop, correct and start. If you see my own, I see that it has already formed its pleats. So now this part is where some people are finding difficult to tie, and that is why this tutorial is meant for you. If you are finding it difficult to tie this tie, this tutorial is meant for you. So now I'm done arranging it. You see? So if you notice that the gele is kind of falling and is not standing, my sister, my brother, use pin to support. So now you see we have already gotten the other side, and this side is no longer an issue, because once you have gotten the other side, while tying this side, you just have to start tracing those lines and start forming a slant again to the other side, so for you to be able to form your fan. So the most important places people find difficult, we have already tackled it. Thank you so much, guys. You see, it's not difficult after all. Very, very easy to tie, just that you don't know the right step to take, and that is why this tutorial is here to serve you and direct you on how to go. Thank you guys for sticking around my channel and from watching from beginning to end. Thank you. We love you over here, and this is the outcome of what we have. So for the upper part, you just use pin to rough it the way you want, and that is it. Thank you. We love you over here. This is the outcome. Bye.